Watch the game.
Because it proves just how narcissistic these slurs in this Western culture are. And it's only going to get worse. Women are the ones that are out there screaming that they can do everything we can. As soon as it's proven that they can't, they scream patriarchy. And in reality, if you really can do everything we can do, why are you always asking us to do it for you? So anyway, this is MGTOW in a nutshell. Hope you learned something. And if you have any comments,
your drawings would look great in 3D. You know, you should take this online Blender course on Udemy.
Looking for some nighttime reading for your fat beer-swilling dyslexic ass? Click on the links in the description to purchase Reconnaissance Man and other books by Aaron Clarey. You'll sleep like a baby.
It's Bad Pop here, and I got some bad news. Apparently, America's got some kind of hidden crisis. And according to some of those rancid feminists out there, it's about men not working.
I'm gonna pretend to go to work now.
Not for nothing, dudes, but if you do not want to pay into the corrupt system, winning. I have nothing bad to say. Most guys out there, they don't even acknowledge, they don't see the system until they get divorced. And they're going to spend the next 18 to 21 years with a green weenie up their ass and receiving a socket blink job, basically getting skull fucked by the government. But you're not going to hear any of that in this piece of shit, because this article is bullshit, and we're going to debunk the goddamn crap out of it. And with that being said, gentlemen, drink 'em if you got 'em. And let us begin!
yeah.
Disclaimer, this article is kind of old, and the first paragraph is going to date it.
I think we can all let our breath out now. Donald Trump is finished. Hillary Clinton will win. A great calamity will be averted.
You lose! Good day, sir!
But I have to ask, what great calamity are you referring to?
Miss Clinton.
Wait a minute. She is a Mrs. last time I checked, even though she is a cunt. And her husband, he's a cock.
Miss Clinton probably won't face an immediate financial crisis, as U.S. President Barack Obama did in 2008. The United States' biggest problem at the moment is more insidious.
Did you say insidious?
Millions of able-bodied men have dropped out of society, out of working life, of civic life, of family life.
I don't blame those guys one goddamn bit.
Many of these men belong to the Trumpan proletariat.
Wow, that is some impressively bad writing.
You made that up. Did I now?
This isn't anything new. Feminists, they make up shit all the time. But this is 7 syllables of weapons-grade nonsense on stilts.
How to re-engage them may be the biggest domestic challenge the country faces.
That is a challenge, and I accept it. But don't get too happy. This is what you're gonna have to do.
I want you to do your job.
As the philosopher Jagger once said, you can't always get what you want.
First thing you're gonna have to do is shit-can feminism, and next, identity politics. You take those, you throw them right in the toilet. And why is that? Because that's where shit goes. Because that is the foundation which our current system is built. And it is that very system that punishes men simply for being men.
Men should grow up.
Yeah, and dogs should stop licking themselves. It's not gonna happen.
And that system, not only do men not thrive, they don't fucking care to. And why is that, you ask? Because logic kicks in eventually, and it's not worth the fucking effort. Even if you're a good dude, and you believe the system, you get married, and you're in it to win it, this is your reward. At any given time, your wife can say these 3 simple words.
I'm not happy.
And your life will be dissected and destroyed. You lose half your shit, and then you have to sell the other half of your shit just to pay for the divorce. You gotta pay 40% of your income in child support, and that doesn't even include alimony, which is on top of that. At the end of the day, you watch your children grow up and fast forward while she's getting 500 miles of dick run through her 6 to 8 inches at a time, and you're paying for the whole thing.
Clarification. It's a beautiful thing.
Men are getting wiser and wiser to this sham all the time. So, if you think the biggest challenge is to make these men willingly walk back into the slaughterhouse, you're right. No dude worth anything will fucking do that. Oh shit, epiphany. That is why you like single mothers. Because they'll raise their boys into men who will walk right into the butcher shop, put their twig and berries on the chopping block, and go take them. Huh?
Political economist Nicholas Eberstadt calls these men the unworking, to distinguish them from people who want work but can't find it.
So what do you call these single mothers who have vaginal turd after vaginal turd living off the system?
Heroes!
I just needed to clarify that.
How many snot rockets you got? You got 4? 4 different daddies? Get out of my face.
America is now home to a vast army of jobless men who are no longer even looking for work, he writes. Roughly 7 million of them aged 25 to 54, the traditional prime of working life. For every prime-age man who is unemployed today, he writes, another 3 are neither working nor looking for work. Most of these men are less educated, and many, particularly blacks, have prison records.
You want to duel with math guns? You picked a fight with the wrong motherfucker. And yes, I am a motherfucker. I'm north of the Yo Mama line. Just ask your wife. Currently in this country, we have 323 million people. So let's be generous here and say 1/3 of the population is either too old or too young to work. That still leaves over 215 million people in the workforce. And according to your own numbers, we have 7 million unemployed dudes. That's like 3%. You smell that?
Is it a crisis?
No, it's horse shit. And that number includes the other 25% who are still actively looking for work. We take them out and it boils down to 2.4% of the population. Where is this crisis? Oh, that's right. It's right up your ass, right next to rape culture and the pay gap.
Oh, yeah. Just walk out like I'm not going to do anything.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm not done yet. We still got to talk about that racism, don't we? So you want to talk about poorly educated black men from prison. Silly rabbit. You know your hero, Hillary? The one that's going to save us from this crisis? Where? A typical Democrat. She had her hand in creating it. Her husband passed all of those laws that locked up all those black dudes. I know what you're going to say. Let me hear it.
She didn't have anything to do with that.
Bullshit! And I'm going to show you just how much Hillary loves black dudes.
The kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy.
And with that, I rest my case. Fuck you. I'm hitting me some Space Ghost with my beer.
The standard argument goes that globalization and technology are responsible for the vast destruction of working-class jobs, and that's true.
You're kind of setting up a self-defeating argument here, aren't you?
But in fact, the work rate has been in decline for 2 generations.
And 4 generations ago, all states ratified no-fault divorce. And that decline started 2 generations ago. I wonder if that first generation of divorced children grew up and entered the system. Now, I'm not going to say one has anything to do with the other. Yes, I am. But it's beyond coincidence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having a state the obvious contest.
What happened during those decades was a massive shift in cultural values.
Which began with the liberal feminist destruction of the nuclear family. In this bottle, you got no-fault divorce. In this bottle, you got welfare. You put them together, and it tastes like shit.
Not so long ago, virtually all men in their prime worked.
And according to your numbers, most men in their prime still work. You hear that? Or you want me to turn it up for you?
The only exceptions were the disabled and the feeble-minded.
That doesn't stop women from working. Screen 5.
Work was integral to what it was to be a man, and not to work was shameful. That is no longer true.
That's equality for you, because it's not shameful for a single mother to stay at home and suck off the system.
Today, a man can choose a no-work lifestyle as an option, and plenty do. They're quite happy to sit around and watch TV, sponging off the government, their relatives, and their girlfriends.
Yeah, if they want to be fucking homeless. Speaking of which, 80% of homeless are men. Last time I checked, there is no federal program for a dude to stay at home beating off and playing video games.
Really? Sounds exactly like something I'd do.
But you put a set of tits on that dude and a vaginal turd dispenser, make it rain, baby. Make it rain. That's right. I still said dude. And you can send all your hate mail to my ass because I don't care. But apparently, all you really have to do is say,
I identify as a woman.
voila! There you go. Well, you got to get the basic woman kit. You get your tampons, your titty pills, the corkscrew to bore out your third hole. There's your victim card, but you have to exchange it for your man card. And here's something more for you.
The eminent economist Lawrence Summers does not believe this is a blip. He says it's more like a snowball.
And thanks to feminism. No, really, I mean, thank you. Because of you and your stupid bullshit, MGTOW and Red Pill is snowballing off the cliff. At this rate, it's gonna turn into an avalanche. That would be an avalanche of reason, not stupidity, but I already made that episode. Check it out.
In a society where the deck is increasingly stacked against men, the best chance at a life worth living is to escape the cubicle war. Ditch that soul-sucking job and never look back. Pick up corporate land on Amazon.com today and begin training for a better future.
Everything we hear and see regarding technology suggests the rate of job destruction will pick up, he wrote in the Washington Post.
Wait. Yeah, you kind of already said that, but thanks.
If current trends continue, he expects that more than 1/3 of all men in the 25 to 54 age group will be out of work by mid-century. That is a truly terrifying prospect.
You have a sea of individuals that are saying no to the system and turning their back. That is tragic. Dudes, before you go there, I know that is not all of them. In regards to people who have awakened and they realize that the system is broken, I would put it right around 60-40. But the rest of them, they're goddamn Bernie supporters and they want free shit. And again, we come down to this basic premise where liberalism and feminism have created these problems, and all I do is bitch about them. And of course, their solution is more free shit. And you stupid motherfuckers actually think that will help.
Is it just me or is that weird?
All this does is create an ocean of sheeple out there who are completely dependent on an already broken system. And these are all the same people who are anti-establishment. But they want to take guns away from people like me and then give them to the establishment which they claim they don't trust.
Are you being intentionally dense?
Huh?
At its root, the collapse of the working class isn't so much economic as it is social, moral, and spiritual.
Hold the phone, everybody. We have a leftist out there that's going to preach to me about morality. That's right. We have people on the same earth as you and I who think a fur jacket is an atrocity, but flushing 20 million fetuses down the toilet is okay. Oh, but the pro-life conservative who supports the death penalty, he's the problem, right? Basically, no, because the fundamental difference is choice. And I'm not talking about the choice of some hooer using an abortion as birth control. I'm talking about the choice of one human being who voluntarily terminates the life of another human being.
There's something wrong with my brain?